Hello? I can barely reach this computer, and hopefully everyone is doing really good this morning. And I am Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. It's good to see you all. And where are my favorite advancing yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. Good to see you all today. All right. I like to let everybody know about the grow zone that I'm in. And I'm in 7B, and I am in Arkansas. And I do have a little greenhouse in my backyard. And it's storming here today. I mean, it's really pouring down rain outside. And I hope I don't lose any type of electricity or anything during the live video. But on today, what I'm going to be doing, I have a few neighbors that I start seeds for every year. I start seeds for them every year. And I really enjoy starting seeds for them. And once the seeds start germinating and growing, some of them come and pick their seedling plants up when they're about this size. It is really time for some of the plants to be picked up. Let me show you the bean plant. And I'm not complaining. If they pick them up, they pick them up. If they don't, they don't. But I want to show you how wonderful the plants are looking. And I'm very happy to start seeds for people because I'm thankful. I'm thankful that my schedule allows me to do this. And I was telling you all about my compost that I use on my plants. And this is a bean plant right here, garden beans. And you can see that the plant is standing close to 6 inches tall now. And this is the straight neck squash plant. And they can come and pick these up really. But a lot of people do not know how to take care of them. And once I get them to this stage, I don't want someone getting the plants and not knowing how to properly care for them. But at this stage, it's fairly easy. If they have a south-facing windowsill or a nice warm refrigerator where they can put a light on top of it just to shine on the plants. The plant's going to do just fine, just like this, for as long as it takes them to be able to put the plant outside in the ground. This is the bean plant, and this is the straight neck squash plant. Okay? They're beautiful, they're healthy, the leaves are nice and green. And they're sitting over here, and they've been in the south facing windowsill. And I have lights on them, okay, for about 16 hours. But it's time for them to come and get their plants, because once they get tall like this here, I start running out of room inside of my house. They will have to go out into the heated greenhouse. I do have a small heated greenhouse, but I would love for them to come and get their plants while the plants are nice and healthy. I can put them in the greenhouse, but the greenhouse can only hold so many plants. Bean plants, cucumber plants. Let me show you. The cucumber plants, they're coming along just fine. That's a cucumber plant inside of a water bottle. There's a lot of things you can grow your plants in where you don't have to spend any money. Save your water bottles and cut the tops off and put holes in the bottom, put soil in, and plant your seeds. Okay, that's a free something that you have every day probably that you throw in the garbage. And this is just a water bottle, and they are perfect little things to grow. It's perfect, if you ask me, to grow seeds in. And the thing about it, you put a lot of soil in it, and this plant can grow inside of here for approximately 2 months or longer. The seed, I'm talking about the root system, going to be really thick. And if you have to cut it out of this here container, you can cut it out. Be careful not to cut the roots. You can actually cut it out. Cut the plant out and just plant it. And the same thing. I want to show you that the plants are good and they're not leggy. They are not leggy plants. And my lights are not very expensive lights at all. Okay? How you all doing today? Well, like I said, it's storming here in Arkansas. And I'm in grow zone 7B. And I just want to say, I need to watch out now. I'm about to turn my plant setup up because I'm trying to move this lamp so I can move my chair. But there's some light coming in from the outside also. How you all doing? How you all doing? Oh, let me sit down for a minute. But I just want to say that it's good. I'm glad to see you all. I'm glad you're looking and you're attending the videos, and you're looking and you're supporting my video station. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Like the video, and that's the only way people probably going to be able to find my station or my channel, because I am new at this. I'm real new at it, but I'm trying to give it a try. But what I want to do right now is I'll tell you all what I'm getting ready to do is start some seeds in these little containers here. They have 6 cells to the container. I have one person here in the community that wants like 9 different seeds planted, and that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to bring you all along with me, and maybe you can learn something. Maybe you can suggest something to me. But this is something that I do every year for the community, and I just start out seeds for people. And of course, if you see me and you say, well, start me some seeds out, a lot of time it's kind of difficult to ship them out. But what I usually do is I will start seeds in a container like this, and I'll have your seeds planted, and I can ship it to you, but the seeds are not going to be germinated yet, and that's a chance we'll take. But once you get them and they start growing, I always will say, just send me a picture. And because shipping is getting so expensive, I had to ship something today, and I could not believe it was 1 pound and 3 ounces, and I was shipping it through eBay, and I just couldn't believe that it was almost $13 to ship it. And in all actuality, on that particular sale, I probably barely made 50 cents. And that's just being honest with you about what's going on with shipping here in America and online. Everything is going up sky high, and the consumers, us, we are taking the brunt of every business that's struggling with getting supplies in. The steel business, I was listening to Lead Farmer 73 the other day, even with chicken coops that he purchased last year for, I think he said it was $400. I may not be exact, but now at Tractor Supply, and I go to Tractor Supply all the time, and I notice everything is so high, and I feel so bad when I go in there to buy anything, and I need cattle panel, and I'm just wondering how much I'm going to have to pay for about 4 cattle panels that's 8 feet long and 5 feet high. 4 or 5 feet high. And it just seemed like we're taking the crunch. It just seemed like we're taking a beating on everything, fruits, vegetables, meats. It just looked like we're just taking a beating. And like, have you ever felt like you're forced, and I know you're not forced, to buy food that's outrageously priced now, and when you buy it, it makes you feel horrible. But you need food, but it makes you feel a certain way. I know for myself, it makes me feel really like somebody just taking advantage of us because of COVID, because of what they're saying is happening, and we don't even know if it's true. But they're saying everything, and we just got to take their words for it. And it gives their companies the opportunity to make millions of dollars off of us, and I just don't think that's right. And I'm really planning on writing a letter to the White House about it, because why would you allow someone to price gouge on you just because they can do it now? Why would you do it? And what you need, they have, yes. And that may be the only place you can buy it from. And these companies, they know this. So they do not care that they're going to go up another $500 on something. They doubling and tripling the price of things that we need. Fruit trees, seed packets. Everybody is just going sky high on everything, like they don't want you to be able to do anything on your own that's going to allow you to be self-sufficient in this world. Especially poor people that's at the bottom struggling trying to do things like this. Like this, trying to buy a shelf and they want to go up on the shelving. They're going up on everything. And what I'm saying, we need to complain about it and we need to try to stop it. Because I don't think they need to be charging that much just because they have the power to do it. They're price gouging us. They're price gouging us. And we need to do something about it. And I'm serious. I'm talking about people in farming and agriculture. It's almost like they want us to go out of business of doing anything to take care of ourselves. Raising chickens, cattle. What you going to use to keep the cattle in after a while if they keep going up on the steel? And that's what you make your fencing out of. It's aggravating to me, and I don't like it. I said that it's aggravating to me, and I don't like it. You hear me? You go into the store with $100 bill, and you put a few things in your cart, depending on what you're picking up. Wow. Meat, a cucumber or whatever, a 6-pack of iced tea or whatever, things just going up. And you know, I was talking to somebody. I'm going to get to this. This is going to be a long video. And I hope I have everything plugged up and the battery is strong, because it's going to be long. Talking to you all, the sun is coming out now. Thank you, Jesus, because it needs to come out. But you know, it seemed like we're being punished because the minimum wage was increased to $15 an hour. I'm going to go there. I'm going straight down the middle this morning, people. It feels like the companies and the whole world is punishing us because they have to pay us $15 an hour to work for their companies now. So it appears to me that everybody is looking at the fact that, well, you're making $15 an hour. I'm going to triple the price of the cage to put chickens in. If you're working out there, you're getting $15 an hour, so I'm going to triple the price. And you know what? They still keep us in the same condition as being in poverty, if you ask me. You know why? It has nothing changed. The minimum wage has gone up. Think about what I'm saying, yes. But you're paying double for everything that you was paying for when you was making $8, $9 an hour is what I'm saying. So we get $15 an hour, but look at everything going up. You're still in the same condition. We're still in the same boat. And there's nothing we can do about it. it was raising it up to get people out of poverty and be able to pay bills. But look at what's happening. They go in the store now, and that same piece of beef that they were buying last year for $25 maybe is $75 now. You tell me what that is. It's price gouging beef companies, and something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about it. COVID, yes, I understand people have died, and I'm telling you, it's a struggle in this world. But when you go up on your beef, just because you can go up on it, you're making the people suffer. You're making children go hungry. Those parents cannot buy that beef for those $75 for an Angus beef. Just because you have a cattle ranch. That's not fair. It's not fair. Children are going hungry in America because of it. You all need to be writing the White House, your congressmen, and everybody about it to make it stop. If we don't start saying something about it now, we're not going to be able to afford a piece of chicken after a while. I went out the other day, my goodness, and I'm treating out a couple of my family members and a friend at an establishment here in West Memphis. And you know, I like crab legs. I love crab legs, but my goodness, people, why are they going up so high on crab legs and seafood? My goodness, Lord. And the establishment usually would put the crab legs out where they would cook them or whatever, even if you was just having a regular Chinese buffet is what I'm saying. But you know, I like crab legs, and everybody that was at that table liked crab legs, but I know they are not able to afford crab legs. And don't look at me, I'm not a rich person, but I balance and I hold my money real tight, the money that I do have, for times like when I want to take somebody out and they may want some crab legs and they may not have the full price. So when I told the lady, I said, do you all have crab legs? And she said, yeah. For 2 clusters. I said, no, I want about 3 clusters. You know, I was still trying to keep it cheap because it was 3 of us. I didn't want to have to pay a whole bunch of money for it. And I said, just 3 clusters, ma'am, would be fine. And she said, I'll bring you a receipt about how much it's going to cost you. And when I saw that receipt, people, I was getting me a sip of my tea. When I was turning my tea up like this, and I was drinking it, and when I saw that receipt, I said, and I got strangled. I got strangled almost when I saw that receipt. I looked at that receipt and I got strangled off my tea, and I just said, Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. Usually that buffet for us would have just been like $14 each. And that wouldn't have been anything. But when I saw $100 and something staring at me, I didn't believe it. I just didn't believe it. My God, help us. $60. They charged us $60, man. It's sad. It's sad. We can't do anything about it. People, it's just something I had to get off of my chest this morning, because I just see what's happening to us, and I know you see it. You see it. You see what's happening to us. They're forcing us to. They're forcing us. We need these things. They're going to force us to pay triple-digit money for it. Excuse me, I see something. I think something is unplugged. Hold up. They're forcing us, and y'all, it's not by force. We need these things, right? So it's either take it or leave it. That's what they're saying to us. You take it or you leave my abuse of my power, because I'm a company owner and I can do this. You're going to buy it or you're going to leave it. Because I'm going to get what belongs to me, because I got to pay the workers $15 an hour now to work at my cattle ranch. And I'm mad because I got to pay them $15 an hour. So I'm going to take the price of my beef and my pork and my lamb chops and whatever your family got to eat, my okra, my beans, whatever you need to survive. I'm going to up the price right now to a price almost where you cannot even afford it with your $15 an hour. I don't apologize for what I say, because that's an atrocity, people, what's happening to us here in America. It's an atrocity. And if we don't start rising up and fighting and saying, hey, enough is enough, my God, y'all people, y'all trying to do something to us. Trying to do something to us all because of COVID-19. And they blame everything on COVID. Have you noticed how everybody blame everything on COVID-19? Postal Service not letting your mail go and holding your plants up for a whole 2 weeks somewhere. And when your plants get where they're going in the mail, they're dead. And you lose a lot of money. That happened to me last year. I would send something through the mail and I stopped doing it. I did it today for the first time in over a year because of what was happening. You mail something with the United States Postal Service, yes. Priority mail, yes. And you track it, right? And it's not going very far. And they get at one distribution station, and for my area, it was Memphis, Tennessee. And that package sat there and stayed there for a whole week and never updated. And I'm like, it's 90-some degrees outside. And then the customer complaining when they get it because it's dead on arrival. And they don't refund you your money with a priority mail stamp. The Postal Service. You know what they wanted me to do? They wanted me to get the plant from the customer, and she sent the plants back. And they want the address of the customer and everything. And I had made like a little sale on Mercari. And when you sell something on Mercari and you say you're satisfied with the customer, which I had no problem with the customer, so I gave her a 5-star rating. But now I can't get her information. And I needed her address because the Postal Service demand that you find the address and everything of that person. And they won't give it to you on Mercari, I'm telling you. They will not. They said once the sale is finalized, that's it. You can't talk to that customer anymore, and I couldn't do anything about it. I lost on that. And you lose like that back-to-back a number of times, you've been lost a lot of money, and you just stop doing it like I did. I stopped doing it. Because what happens, you shipping your merchandise out regardless of what it is. But if it's a plant, the plant going to die. If they don't get it there within 3 days, and you have it all wrapped up, you put enough moisture in it, and the way I wrap mine and the way I take care of them, they actually could probably stay in that box for a good 5 or 6 days with no problem, even in hot heat. But they kept my plants, man, floating around somewhere for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And when I tried to get refunded on every one of those plants that died, Postal Service didn't refund me anything. I don't think that was right at all. But anyway, I know you all are up against a lot of things, even when you planting your seeds and you're trying to grow your crops and things, and climate change and all this stuff is a problem too. We don't know about the last frost dates. They said with the almanac, my area is April 3rd. But you got to be prepared, people. You got to have plastic up some kind of way. At a drop of a dime, you got to be prepared to roll some plastic up over your vegetables, even in the month of May. I'm telling you, you got to be strategic. We have to be very, very strategic, people. We just can't just plant our plants out there and say, okay, that's the last frost date. I'm going to harden them off in April the 15th. I'm going to stick them in the ground, and I'm just going to leave them alone. No. You have something set up like what I'm planning on doing. And I'm going to tell you what I'm planning on doing. And then we're going to get busy with planting some seed. I'm planning on doing something like this. I'm going to get me a roll of plastic, the see-through transparent plastic, like a 4mm plastic that you can use to build like a hoop house or whatever. And I'm going to make something that's shaped like a letter T, okay? Wood, out of wood. And the bottom of it is going to be shaped like this here where you can nail it in the ground. And that top is going to come up, and it's also going to have a little area where it's sharp at the top. And the only thing I want to be able to do is put a split in my plastic on one end, like two ends. But say, for instance, you got your plants out there, and you're looking at your row of plants, and you know you need to make something to cover them in the event that there's some frost and some ice or something that's going to come along. So I'm going to put 4 of those stakes down, 2 on one end, 2 on this end, and maybe 1 on the middle side and another one on the side. So you're looking at 2, 4, you're looking at 6 stakes that's going to be all the way around the perimeter of your gardening area. And some people may have a piece of garden here and a piece of garden there. And I would say have it set up on all of your plants. Now, this is what I'm getting ready to say. And the way you have it set up like that, when you drape it over this setup, I'm talking about the sides supposed to be covering to the ground. The sides of the plastic is falling over to the ground all the way around your plants, but it's not going to touch the tops of your plants, okay? You're going to pull it tight, and you're going to pop it over that piece of wood, and maybe you can put some tape around it so the wind can't blow it up, but you're going to drive it in the ground, and you're going to put a hole in the plastic, and you'll put it over the top of that little stake, and you can put bricks around the edges, anything, to keep some of that ice out or whatever the forecast may say. You'll be prepared for it. And you'll have it all rolled up in a ball for now. And you watch the weather. And then you just have it rolled up on the end of one of the rows. You know what I'm talking about. Nice and neat. But when it pops off, and you hear the temperature is getting ready to drop down to 20 degrees because of a unknown front coming out of the Atlantic Ocean and coming up through the whatever they call that thing, the jet stream, and you looking like, man, oh, this supposed to be 80, 90 degrees now. And see, that's when you got to protect those plants. We don't want to be going through a situation where we lose all our plants and all that hard work we put into it. So I'm telling you, if you do something like what I'm talking about now, you have a chance. I'm telling you, you have a chance to even save your plants. I'm telling you, if a push comes to shove, you can put like a little heater underneath there. Those little ceramic heaters. And have an electrical cord hooked up to it. It's not going to burn anything up, long as you know that plastic is pulled tight enough. And you set that thing down on a piece of brick or whatever. And maybe you put it over a little enclosure with something over it too. Just so you can be safe. So your plants can survive in the event that this global warming stuff have some bad weather coming in after the last frost date and you got your plants all laid out. Your tomatoes all laid out. It happened to me one year, and that's why I'm telling you this here. So let's get rolling, people. I have got to plant 9 vegetable seeds. I got them laid out here. I'm getting ready to do it. The 6-cell pot, this gentleman needs 2 of them. So here's my pot and soil. And I'm going to put my pot and soil in here. getting ready to do it. There's peat moss in here. There's perlite in here. And a little bit of my compost mixed with another variety of some potting soil. Okay, you can mix it with any type of potting soil you want to buy or you want to purchase or what have you. So my thing is pack it down a little bit in the cells, tighten it up. You don't want no air pockets in it. And I always keep a little tool, a little instrument that I like to use. Is this here, the old stick. It's just a little stick. And what I'm going to do as I go with this stick, I'm going to flip it around like this here. And you know, I'm going to put some holes right in the middle. I'm putting 2 holes. I'm putting one over in the corner here. And I'll move around. And sometimes you'll find an old piece of wood in there that's blocking you can't even stick a hole in it because of it. And you just put the holes in there. Because the seeds are nice and tiny. Okay, they're nice and tiny, so you put your holes in there. I put 2. One in each corner. One in each corner. Because once they start growing, once the seeds start rooting up and growing, I can always take them out because they may grow fast. You don't know how fast these seeds are going to be growing. All right, I got my holes in here. Okay, so you're looking at 60. I'm looking at 12 holes right now. And that's going to be 12 plants possibly. 12 plants possibly in the event that some of the plants die and maybe some of the seeds do not germinate. Okay, you never know what's going to happen. So here we go. And I know part of my head is cut off, and it's going to be cut off most likely unless I stand back some, because that's just the way the computer is, and you can't see anything if I keep on pulling it down. My whole head will be cut off. So let's work with this here. All right, that's one pot that's ready. Let me get a second one ready. Now, potting soil, that's all it is. Get the air pockets out. Tap, tap, tap. And I just flip this over. And really, I'm going to tell you, in all honesty, I like to use something that's a little smaller too sometimes. You could use anything, but this is easier because it's rounded. Back of a Sharpie pen. And you put your holes in there. And I'm putting 2 in here. And they may be battling for root space if I leave them in there a long time. But once they start coming up, I'll show you what I'm going to do. All right. You don't have to be perfect, perfect, perfect. You know what you're trying to do. You're trying to put those holes in there. Somebody trying to get in contact with me? As long as you can put them in there, okay? As long as you can put them in there. How are you all doing today? Now, let me tell you, this customer wants carrots, corn, cucumbers, tomatoes, okra, cabbage, beans, green pepper, which is jalapeno peppers, he said, and bell peppers. All right. I'm going to make sure that this customer is a happy, happy, happy person. And what I'm going to do right now, it's going to be a little tricky. But on one label, this here going this way, I'll get a plant label. And you got to come up with your own system. This is my system that works for me. Without using a whole bunch of labels, I'm going to get my permanent marker or my acrylic painter's pen. And I know that I'm going to start out with carrots, right? And I'm going to put 2 carrot seeds in here. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to put 2 corn seeds. I'm going to come right here and I'm going to put 2 cucumber seeds. And on this label, that's exactly what I'm going to put on that row, so I can know what's growing. So I know that I planted everything for this person. So here we go. Come on. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. This is first things first. So you can know, and I can know, what's being planted in these trays. I don't want to have to look at someone and say, I don't know what that is. I want to know what it is. So I know what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to have carrots, corn, cucumbers. And today is the 17th of February, 2020. And I'm going to stick it right here, baby, right now. And then I'm going to make another label. I don't care if they're the same color. It's just plant markers, okay? Plant markers, plant markers. Buy them online. The next set, same thing, not that complicated. So I put a little black mark here. I already marked carrots, corn, cucumbers. Now tomatoes, okra, and cabbage. And put today's date on there. Don't smear it. Slide it right here. And then get another one. You see how easy it is. And when you like doing something, it's just kind of like a little fun project. This is what I do. So I look at my label again. I have tomatoes, okra, and cabbage. All right, I have that marked off. Tomato, okra, and cabbage going to be planted on this row. Now, in the next second tray, same thing. All right, I'm going to start with beans and jalapeno peppers. And bell peppers. Now, that's all this person wants. The jalapeno peppers, jalapeno, whatever it is, and bell pepper, the sweet pepper. So I'll just put bell peppers on here. And stick it right here. Now, there's a whole row left. I'm not going to waste that row. Everything that this customer wants going to be planted, and they're going to get their seedlings. But this is what I'm going to do. And these little containers right here came from the Dollar Tree. What I'm going to do, when these plants start really growing, and I see them coming out the bottom, because I have to try to keep these plants for the person until the weather is fairly warm. Because if they don't know how to take care of plants, and they don't have a warm place to place the plant, I can ask them that. Do you have a warm windowsill at your house, or a place on top of your refrigerator where these plants can still get a lot of light, artificial light, and sunlight? Because I want to grow them to the point where I know they're not leggy vegetables, and they're stout and they're really strong, and I can see that they're stout and strong before I give it to the person that want me to start these seeds for them. And it will just be up to him or her then to take care of them until it's time to put them outside, because I'm going to run out of room with all these bean plants. That bean plant's like it done grew another inch. It's almost touching the light. But it's a strong, strong plant. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end up taking these plants out into the greenhouse, and I got to watch the weather. I don't know what they're going to do in the greenhouse. I'm going to acclimate them too. Like, take them out there, sit them out in the greenhouse for a few hours and look at them and see can they make it out there in that cool temperature. It's kind of cool out there in the greenhouse until I put my heat on. But I have a lot of space out there where I can grow them. And they're outgrowing this area. The corn is looking good, but it's outgrowing this area. The straight neck squash is outgrowing. Their stuff is stretching out already because it's in that compost that I made. And I'm telling you. Now these cups, these little planter cups, they're so nice and they look cute, tiny cups. I have cups like this here that's larger. And they're really, really thin, but that's okay. Because here's another version that I have, and I purchased them online. And you see how small this one is? But it's okay. Because this will be a perfect size that once these plants start stretching out, this will be a perfect size, a container, for me to probably put 2 of these cells off in here. And they're going to have to untangle the roots maybe, but I'm sorry. I could put soil in here, and these 2 carrot plants and a corn plant or what have you, they're just going to have to grow together. They're going to have to grow together. I can't worry about everything that that person needs to do with the plants because I can look at the leaves and they can look and know that it's a carrot plant or it's a corn plant. But this is trial and error. We're going to see what's going to happen. But this will be the next container right here that I would transplant these babies off in once they start really coming through the bottom. And that won't take long if they're getting enough light and heat. It won't take long. They'll be popping through the bottom. But these are some smaller containers here that you can upgrade them to. And like I said, people, don't worry about containers if you know you are on a fixed income and you don't have all that money coming in. I know how you feel. I know exactly how you feel, but you want to plant you something. Save your water bottles. Turn them into potting cups, baby. Put holes in the bottom of them with scissors. You can cut with a sharp pair of scissors. You can cut around the bottom of this water bottle. Put you 4 holes in it. One on this side, one on that side, one on the back. And you got something like you could, but right in the middle, these bottles got something in the middle that's real hard. I don't mess with the middle. And you can use scissors to cut a hole in them and come all the way up here and just cut this top off. Put your soil in there because of what your plans are. This here plant going to stay in this bottle forever. And what I mean about forever, once you plant that seed in this bottle, the root, this is enough room for that root system to grow. And you can cut that plant out with a pair of scissors. You can cut straight down with a pair of scissors and maybe a box cutter, whatever you have to do. Don't cut the roots. And you can take it out. You can take it out like that, or you can and turn it upside down and take it out. However you want to take your plant out. But it will give it enough depth in a bottle to stay in that bottle with the root system and all. I guarantee you, you can let it stay in there for 2 months, if not longer. And with you watering it, and you giving it a dose of some compost tea while it's growing like that. Once the true leaves start coming on there, and you giving it a dose of compost tea, and that thing can grow. Water bottles are very, very, very good to start your plant seeds in. And I'm for real. Because you don't have to do too much transferring and transplanting. Because, baby, that bad boy got a lot of room to grow in. Empty tea bottles. Let me show you. I don't throw things away. Empty tea bottles, same thing. But these tea bottles are real hard plastic, baby. You're going to have a box cutter or a saw blade or something. And you can cut it right there too. Right around the rim. Or, well, no, you want to put your seed in there. So, yeah, you need a probably right there where the fat part is. Right there. And it still have enough room to grow in. But the tea bottles are really thick. It's nothing like a water bottle. there's a thickness to that tea bottle. And you can take an empty milk jug, juice jug, any type of milk jug, and you can plant 7 or 8 different type of seeds off in a milk jug. Put holes in it. And you label what you got in there. You don't care nothing about that. You just want it to grow. Cut the top of it off a little bit, and you can keep it like a little greenhouse. You don't have to completely take the head. I'm so sorry, y'all. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, baby. I'm live on YouTube. What's planting seeds, baby? Yeah, planting seeds and showing people how to grow seeds and have food. All right, everything good? Fantastic. All right, but I am live, but it's all good. I won't get beat up because I answered the call. All right, but I'm planting the seeds for the guy on the other street. You know what I'm doing. I'm getting these seeds planted for him. All right. I'll call you back when I finish, but it's gonna be a minute because I got a lot of seeds to plant for him. It's all good. Yeah. All right. Talk to you later. All right. Bye bye. I know it's your birthday today. Be good. Bye. All right, y'all. It's my husband's birthday today. All right. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And it's just a phone call and it's freedom. You know, when you're free, you're just free. It's a good feeling to be kind of free. And some people won't even take a phone call. You know, I got to take a phone call if my husband calling me. I'm going to take my phone call. So, it is what it is. All right. Now, back to what I was saying. Save your containers. If you're not working and you can't afford to buy cups and things, but at the Dollar Tree, this is $1.25. And it's a lot of little cups in here. And I bought several packs because you know what? Sometimes when you see things like this, I'm going to get some more. When you see it for the first time, sometimes you may just say, well, I just need this. If you have a $10 bill in your pocket and you know you're going to be planting seeds next year too. I didn't want to take all these pots from people. And I actually had you in mind last night when I stopped by the Dollar Tree. If you're in this area and you need pots like this. I looked at those pots right here. It was about 10 of them there. But in my mind, I was like, let me just get 3 sets. And I bought 3 sets. Because somebody may need some pots. And you know how you feel when you're looking for something. And you walk in a store and the person, you ask them, do you all have any more? Oh, a lady just came in and she bought the last one. She bought all of them. I said, y'all, let somebody come in and buy all the pots and things like that all the time? And she said, well, yeah, because she bought all of them, like maybe 20 of them. Don't do that. If you're doing stuff like that, stop doing that. Stop doing that to people. Leave something on the shelf for somebody else to come and buy some. Just because you got the money, don't just buy up everything from everybody. Remember, one day you may be looking for something and somebody come before you and buy it all up and you don't have anything for months and months. If it's a hard thing for the stores to get in. So, that's all I'm saying. All right, let's get busy. What I need to do now is get my carrots, corn, and cucumbers. Okay, and here we go. Oh, come on. Here we go. Oh, come on. These are Nate's Corliss carrots. They're big and fat looking. And here's another variety of carrots also called Scarlet Nate's. All right? Somebody that wants carrots, okay, and they want corn, and they want cucumbers, and there's 2 holes in here. What I'm going to do, I want them to be happy. Get different types of carrots. So, what Priscilla's going to do is this. Got my scissors. I have my tape here also to tape my package back up. I'm going to tap these things to make sure there's no carrot seeds in the top. And I know what I'm doing. I'm doing this for somebody. And I want them to be happy with what I'm doing. So, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to sprinkle out. These carrot seeds are so tiny. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drop that carrot seed into that cell. I'm going to fold this up. This is a time-taking process here. And if you don't like doing something like this here, you don't mess with it. Don't get into it because, you know, you got to be patient. And it's a million seeds in here. So I'm going to sprinkle out. Sometimes 3 may fall. So what I'll do, in the hole, and I'm going to cover that hole up so I can know I put carrots in there. And I got them in order, so carrots. So what they're going to do, when those carrots start growing, they're going to get a different variety. And then one of them going to be looking skinny, and the other one is going to be really fat. So that's what he said he want carrots. It's kind of like a cool weather vegetable also. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put an X across carrots. I'm through planting carrots. All right, corn. Got some white corn here and some sweet Silver Queen hybrid corn. And this is Stovall evergreen corn. There's 3 varieties of corn here. And his mind is going to be blown. If he does right with his vegetables, what's going to happen, he's going to see white corn that he's going to be growing if he does it right. So I'm going to take 1 corn seed from here. I'm going to drop it in this cell right here. And I'm going to tap it down because that's a big corn seed. Tap it down some. And this is from the Silver Queen hybrid corn. Fold it down. Put a little piece of tape on it. When you have to open these things back up, it's not that complicated to open it. It may tear the pack a little bit, but that's all right. And if you can't find the instructions because the tape pulled off, how many days it takes to germinate, just Google it. It'll be all right. So I put 1 kernel of corn in there, but I look at this corn here, and this corn is so beautiful. Sweet corn, Stovall evergreen corn, and white open pollinated. And I'm just looking at them. All of it, they just look so good. What I'm going to do is take the sweet corn, Stovall's evergreen corn, and take the top all the way off. I planted some corn like this somewhere already. And I'm going to take a kernel of corn, and I'm going to stick it in there. Now, I'm putting 2 seeds in, and I'm just saying for sure one of those seeds should germinate. That's why I'm putting 2 seeds in, and they also have extra vegetable plants. If every last one of them come up, that would be just fantastic. I have no problem with that. So, that's it for the corn. What I'll do, I X corn off. Now cucumber. Cucumber is laid out right here. This is the Chicago pickling cucumber. This is a pickling cucumber, but guess what? I thought I had some more cucumbers laid out, but if not, I'm not going to go searching for it. Here it is right here. This is the Market Moors. That's the kind of cucumbers I have planted right behind me. It's a Market Moor. The ones that I showed you all earlier, that's Market Moor cucumbers. So what I'm going to do now for the cucumber section, which is the last one, I'm going to take a couple of seeds and just drop it in 1 hole. It's 2 of the Market Moor cucumbers. the tape. Tape it back up with some Scotch tape. I don't want seeds falling all over the place. And I'm putting that aside. That's to mark it more. And I'm going to put a couple of the Chicago pickling cucumber plants in there too. And if they have a whole bunch of beautiful plants, just plant them. It's nice to see. So it's like 4 seeds in there. And to me, it's just wonderful, and it's nice to see those seeds growing, right? And if I know that I put 4 seeds in there, and then I start seeing them growing, it's just neat. It's neat to me. And what I'm going to do now, you all, I'm just covering the seeds up. Cover the seeds up with soil. Just cover them up. Cover them up. Cover them up. And spritz it a little bit with some water. The soil is already really moist. Got it. All right. So I have carrots, corn, and cucumbers planted on this row. The next one is tomatoes, okra, and cabbage. The holes are already in there. And I have some wonderful, I have some wonderful tomato seeds. And I'm waiting on some more different seeds to come in the mail. And where are my fair advanced yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. And I hope I don't get any more phone calls, because I may not be able to take their calls this time. Okay. So right now, tomato, okra, and cabbage. So here's the cabbage. And I have Kellogg's Breakfast. Heirloom, Kellogg's Breakfast tomatoes. I have red cherry, large cherry tomatoes. And I have the Jubilee golden yellow tomatoes. All right. Tomatoes, the first one on the list. I don't believe he ever seen a yellow tomato before, probably. Maybe he has. Maybe she has. These people want tomatoes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the golden yellow tomato. They call it a Jubilee tomato. And I know I'm not close up on the camera, and I'm sorry, because this is a lot of planting I'm getting ready to do. So I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to rush it. I'm putting 2 little seeds in there, and I'm doing it because I just want to do it in one cell of this brand of tomato, this type variety. And then I'm going to look and see what I would love. If somebody was planting seeds for me, would I want the red cherry tomato, large red cherry? They said red cherry and they're large cherries, okay? Or would I want something called the Kellogg Breakfast? Kellogg Breakfast tomato. Hold up. What does a Kellogg Breakfast tomato look like? Hold on for a minute. Pictures of the Kellogg's Breakfast tomato.
Here's some pictures that match.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Woo. The Kellogg Breakfast tomato is beautiful. You see that? The Kellogg's Breakfast tomato is a beautiful tomato. So that's what the Kellogg's Breakfast tomato look like. But what does the red cherry, large red cherry tomato look like? I think I'm going to plant the Kellogg Breakfast tomato for him. I love the way it looks. But let me just see something. Pictures of the red cherry large tomatoes.
Showing pictures that match.
Ooh. They're beautiful. You know something? It's taken a while for it to come up for some reason, but they are red, large red cherry. Huh. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 1 seed of the Kellogg's breakfast. I'm going to take 1 seed of the Kellogg's breakfast tomato. I'm just having a ball doing this, people. Yeah, you know, I'm not even worried about the time. I know I got to get this done. I'm going to take 1 seed of the Kellogg breakfast tomato. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to put another one in there. In the same hole. Between 4 seeds, something should definitely come up, don't you think so? But I love the red cherry tomato also. Come on. Woo. A bunch of seeds fell out. Hold up. All right. I love these little snap clothes, these little package that the seeds came in. All right. Put that aside. Tomatoes. Let's see. Look for something else here. Hold on for a minute. Woo. I'm just trying something here. How y'all doing today? That's a beefsteak tomato. All right. I'm going to cover the tomato seeds up. We got that covered. Whew. Next, okra. Let's get some okra seed put down. You have to be willing to do things in this life that you've never done to survive sometimes. I put 1 okra seed in there. It's almost, I just feel led to put like 3 in each one, because once you let something sit under the light for a whole week, you really want something to be breaking through. But I'm sure if I grow more than 3 okra plants in And this is another variety. Because I like, this is the Southern Charm, seeds for Southern sowing. And this one is the Clemson Spineless okra. So it's going to be two different type of okras growing in a person's yard. And they'll look at that and be like, wow, what kind of okra is that? Well, I don't have enough room to write all that stuff on here. I just put beans and tomatoes so I can know what's growing. Hello, how you doing? I'm glad you could join today. But I'm planting some okra seeds and cabbage seeds, tomato seeds, bean seeds, jalapeno pepper seeds for some friends of mine. All right. So the okra seeds, I'm going to put 2 right there. And I'm going to fold the top down on it and tape it back. And while I tape things back as I go, there's a specific reason for it. One day, I had opened a pack of seeds, right? Got busy, and I was moving things around, and I didn't have any tape on it. This is what makes me start taping up everything. And I just had seeds all over the place. Seeds had fallen all over the place, so that's why now I always use a piece of Scotch tape, and I tape things up. So I just finished planting okra. So I've already planted carrots, corn, cucumber, tomatoes, okra, and now cabbage. Getting ready to put cabbage in this last cell here, and I'll be finished with this whole tray. And I'll just set it up and put it in here under some grow lights so it can start doing what it should do. Cabbage. Let's just see what the cabbage is going to do. There's about 3 or 4 seeds dropped off in there accidentally, but I'm not going to go looking for the seeds. They're in there now. And tape it down. So, this is what we're looking at. And what I'm going to do, all those seeds that's sitting off here, I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag, right? And I'm going to write the person's name on the outside so I can know if this person asks me, well, what variety, what kind of cabbage did you grow? I just know you got cabbage on there. I can look inside the early golden acre. Sometimes people will do that. But I don't have enough room to write all this. I could write it on the back, but right now, honey, I'm just wanting to get these seeds in the soil and cover them up. Take you all on a journey. I'm going to be planting anyway. I might as well go live. Right? I'm going to be planting these things anyway. All right, they're watered nicely now. And what I'm going to do right now at this step, people, I'm going to put it inside of my little plant incubator. I call it a plant incubator because this is, oh, wow. Now, they look like one of the Congo watermelons either getting leggy or it done grew real crazy or something. But it's really reaching up. I'm going to let you all see it. But the rest of them are looking really good. I don't want to take it out. You all can't see it, can you? No? Wow. Everything else is looking really pretty. I'm going to have to put it. There's no room in this here thing because I have all kind of things popping through. Congo watermelons, black magic sunflower seeds, honeydew melons are growing, cantaloupe growing, tomato seeds are growing, other cucumbers are growing, okra, and peppers, the big Jim chili peppers are looking real good. So I'm going to leave this alone. I don't have any room in there for it. So this is when you got to really be strategic. about what you're going to do with these things when you planting them for people that want some vegetable seeds, right? They have a bottom section here, and it's kind of empty. All right, what I'm going to do, but the plants are looking really beautiful in here. Let me let you see something. I got a watering tray in there, and they're going to suck the water up, and they're nice and watered. I'm going to get the rest of the water out, but I want you to see that this is a Market More cucumber, and the root system is sticking out of the bottom already. Okay? Now, at this stage, this Market More, there's 1, 2, there's 4 plants in here. And they're doing really good. But what I'm going to do, the true leaves are already out. I'm talking about the true leaves are already out, and they're out really big. So this is what I'm going to have to do now for this plant. It wasn't in my plan, no. I'm going to get one of these cups and put a little soil in the cup. It don't have to be in your plan. Sometimes a plant is just ready to be transplanted out, and you have to do it. And the only thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to squeeze this container here. Squeeze it because the roots are coming through the bottom already. And I know what it is. It's a Market More. And I'm going to turn it upside down. Ease it out. The roots coming at the bottom. So now, it's out. They're out. And look at the root system. And that's what the Market More cucumbers are looking like. Look at the root system. They're coming at the bottom. And I dropped dirt down here. So, let's do this. I'm going to transplant them. I'm going to put a couple of them in the container. Now, I don't want to destroy the root system on these plants. But it's time for them to come out because they have their true leaves. And when they start developing their true leaves, really and truly, that's when they really and truly need some fertilizer and some other type of nourishment for them, okay? That's when they really need something else. And I'm just breaking these roots apart because they're growing in all directions. And I've noticed that I haven't killed the ones that I've transplanted so far. They're looking good. The squash, the beans, everything is growing really nicely. So, just keep on working them. You don't want to tear them up, and you just want to shake the soil off to try to get them to fall apart on their own. But it's coming. Woo, but it's coming slow. They're like crossed over and got tangled up with everything. But slowly but surely, I get it. Shake it apart. They're coming. See? Shake, shake, shake. Alright. There's two. There's two. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 2 to this cup here. For space sake, because that's just the way they're going to have to stay in here. 2 to a cup. But you start putting single things in here, you're going to have to need a lot of room in your house, especially if you're doing it like the way I'm doing it. It wasn't my plan to even transplant these little bad boys, but the thing about it, I'm getting the air pocket out, making sure there's no air pockets in here, and I'm going to leave it. I know there's cucumbers there, so 2 of them going to be growing in this pot right here. Small pot, nice size for it to grow for another probably 3 weeks. That'll be fine. And I'm going to just put it right here inside I'm going to put it right here so it can stay kind of warm. Alright. Slide it back there. And there's 2 more in here. The other 2, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to separate them. And I'm going to put them in a cup like this, alright? Two little plants with the true leaves on it. Got the true leaves on them and everything. And I'm trying to break the root system so I won't kill it. The soil is on it. There you go. I'm just going to sit them right in this pot. And they're going to, I'm going to have to separate them again one day real soon. But for right now, this is going to have to work. Okay? It's just going to have to work for now. And it will work. You just got to be patient. It'll work just fine. Alright? Tap, tap, tap. That's it. Put some more, just a little more soil in there. Yeah, stabilize it a little more. That's all. That's all to it. Soil already nice and moist, but what I'm going to do, there's water in this tray that I put in here this morning to water the other plants so they can pull the water up through the wood root system. And I'm just going to put these off in there and let them do the same thing. Water themselves. There's a light in there. And I see I have okra plants coming up. The broccoli, the collards are looking really good. I have a pea plant coming up that's looking real powerful and strong. So I had to transplant those 4 plants into a larger container. Alright? That's what I had to do just now. Alright, next, moving right along. I have planted carrots, corn, cucumbers, tomato, okra, cabbage in this container right here. And I'm going to set it right in here. Okay, got that planted. And I'm going to put the person's name on another marker so I can know that that's who this belongs to, okay? Got it. And another label because it's the same person. And that way I'm going to know I planted these seeds for this person. And everything is covered up. But this was another row that was left, right? I need to plant the beans, the jalapeno peppers, and the bell peppers now. Wonder what happened to the other set of holes, but I got them in there too. Let's get that done. And I'll be finished with all 2 of the trays now for this particular person that wanted me to start seeds. So the bean and the pepper seeds and the bell pepper seeds right here. Here's the jalapeno peppers. Here's the red peppers and green peppers, well, whatever color's in there now. And some beans. Okay? So let's just cut the top of this bean pack off. This is our top-notch golden wax beans right here. That's it. I don't know exactly what he wanted, but he just said plant him some bean seeds, and that's what I'm doing. They look really good. Kind of like black-eyed peas, to be honest with you. They look really good. They're called top-notch golden wax garden beans. Get me a piece of Scotch tape. Alright, take that down and set it to the side. And now, the peppers, he wants some, the serrano chili peppers, but I always call them jalapeno peppers. Jalapeno, whatever you want to call it, peppers. Blazing hot. I'm going to cover the beans up and the peppers up so I can know. Already I'm planted something in there. Now, bell peppers. See, you know, I was telling you about spilling your seeds. That's why you got to tape them up. Tape those bad boys up now. That's all. I'm going to be all over the place. Now the last one is going to be bell peppers. Now, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. The other night, I was cooking. And I used bell peppers. And I saved my bell pepper seeds. Hello, hello. How you doing? Good to see you all. And so I saved my bell pepper seeds. And in this bowl, I use yellow, green, and red bell peppers. So these seeds are all mixed up. And what I'm going to do for this person, of course, I'm going to go on and open up a pack of seeds, which is the California 1 to 300 TMR pepper, the sweet peppers, bell peppers. And I'm going to plant a couple of these seeds. All right. And I'm going to put a couple of my seeds, fresh bell pepper seeds, that I know came directly from the pepper. And I'm going to place this over here. So, I don't know if it's a red, a yellow, or a green pepper. And I'll make a note on this label, so I can know that I put some fresh pepper seeds in there, okay? And I did that the other day to do an experiment. And I don't know if those pepper seeds have came up or not, but I'm going to look again to make sure they have started to germinate. And I think they have, but I want to make a note for myself and let me cover up the seeds, okay? Y'all gonna be well on your way to start growing. That's how I feel about it. So, the beans, the jalapeno peppers, and the bell peppers all planted, and this whole tray is filled up. But there's one naked row that has no seeds in it. And what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to put some seeds in there, but they're going to be my seeds that I'm going to plant. And I'm looking at something right now, which is the lemon cucumbers. Lemon cucumbers is what I'm going to plant on this row. They are the lemon round little yellow cucumbers. And I love them. And I'm going to plant some on this row. But let me make my note that I have some fresh pepper seeds. Red, green, and yellow. All right, and today is the 17th. All right. If all these seeds start coming up, what it's going to tell me is this: that the dried pepper seeds, which are the California 1 to 300 TMR peppers, and the regular peppers that you buy at the supermarket that you see, 3 in a bag most of the time. There's the yellow one, the red, and green. And these are the seeds that I saved from those peppers. And I just planted some right here. And I made me a label to say they're fresh. So last but not least, people, I will be planting some lemon cucumbers. Alright? Lemon cucumbers. And I'm going to use that whole row for nothing but lemon cucumbers. A seed in each hole. Out of 6 seeds, I should definitely get, what is this? Something stuck down in there. I don't know what that is, but I don't want it in there. Piece of styrofoam or something. Alright. Alright. Now I can cover the seeds up. Just tap them a little bit down in there to make sure they're down. And cover them up. Make sure there's no air pockets. Just cover them up. You don't have to press them really hard. Okay, so this lemon cucumber, this whole tray is filled up. And what I need to do is just put lemon cucumbers on here. Make one last label. Let's put lemon cucumbers. My tray is complete. So what I've done, and I'm going to put it in here so it can at least start getting some heat. Got light in there. It has light. And I'm still waiting on a heat mat now for it's been over a week. But right here, there's a heat mat in here. And it just stays toasty warm in here. I'm talking about it's nice in here. No wonder the plants, they're doing really good. They're not leggy. They're not reaching for anything. My little okra plants, They really need a drink of water. There's a plant coming up right there. They're looking real good. Let me let you look at them. And they're sitting in this cardboard, okay? They're sitting in this cardboard tray, planter's tray. I want you to see my okra plants. And they're not leggy. They don't look like they're dying or anything. They look really good, to be honest with you. And there's a new one coming up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 okra plants in this little small setup right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick it right back up under the lights, the grow lights. And real soon, I see the true leaves coming out. And very, very soon, these okra plants are going to have to go into another container. It's going to be time for them to go into another container. A larger container. Okay, they didn't come out of there. But I got some trays in there. I got a couple of empty trays in there. Oh, good. That's exactly what I need. My corn is on top, right here with the light. My zinnia plants are looking real good. The corn is turning brown on the tips of one of those plants. And I wonder, am I giving that plant too much water? I need to research that. I'm telling you, this is like an experiment, people, for me. You know why? I'm trying to see, do I feel any water? I don't really feel any water in that tray. Hold up. I have a gallon jug full of water somewhere in here. I can't seem to locate it. But for now, I'll just open this up. These plants look like they need some water to be watered from the bottom. And the only thing I have to do is open this up right here and just pour water in there. Right? That'll give them some water for right now to pull up from the bottom. I'll see that I have enough in just a moment. This is my little incubator area right here. It has a heat mat in there. And it stays like 90 degrees in there. And here's another system right here. That's an earthworm. That's an earthworm coming out my soil. And another system with a light. And it stays like 75 to 80 degrees in this second one right here. And there's a bottom shelf. I really may have to turn the bottom shelf into a storage place for the plants also. I'm just looking. And really and truly, that bottom shelf. These plants over here, they are very, very strong. And the bean plant, they're really strong looking, okay? They have the true leaves coming out. They're very strong. They're big now, and they're nice and healthy. The leaves are nice and thick. I can give them a little compost tea now, because I have some of my compost mixture in this here pot. This plant, it really just needs light and some sunlight shining on it. Look at this leaf. That leaf split, and how in the world? Oh, they just stuck together. But that's how that plant's supposed to be. That's a big plant. There's 2 plants in here, you all. 2 garden bean plants. And that's what they look like. And I'm just thinking, long as I move them to some sunshine in the daytime, it's almost like I'm still doing an experiment with this, with the plants. And the reason why I say experiment, I've never done this before. So I'm looking at the bottom shelf. And if I just had like a light down there, I just want to know that these little plants will still make it, because they have already come a long way. And I always keep them in the windowsill for sunshine and for light. They need a lot of light. They need light. And they're getting light. But as these other plants start to mature and they get larger, I have to make room. So really and truly, these bean plants at the end of I'll say probably at the end of next week, I'm going to have to put them in my greenhouse. I'm just going to have to put them in the greenhouse and make an environment in there for them to survive. I may have to harden them off a couple of days, starting probably Friday of this week. I'm taking them out into the greenhouse area now, because I got to get them out of here. And then once I move them from the greenhouse, I got to acclimate them also to the weather. I have to move them out the greenhouse and put them out in the sunshine for an hour and just see how things are going to work with the plants. Because you just can't take them out of the greenhouse and out of the house and just put them in the ground. They're not going to make it. But I'm just looking at how much room I have, right? You can't just keep planting seeds, because those seeds are growing. They're growing. And they're going to have to be put somewhere. And I have this shelf over here. It's filled with plants that's getting ready to grow. Plants on top of that shelf. This shelf here was a great shelf that I can take the boxes out the way, and a plant that's really growing nicely can stay up under the light. In all actuality, that's what I want to do. To be able to leave the plants under the light until they get really mature and big. But I think I'm going to be forced to take them out into the greenhouse, because people asking me to plant seeds. And I'm going to be probably stuck with their seedling and watching their seedlings for, I know, probably about 3 weeks to a month. Okay? Of watching their seedling for them. Which is fine. But I love the way the straight neck squash plants are looking. And this here has shown me that, to me, I don't think this is a leggy plant. And I don't believe my cucumber plant is a leggy plant. And the light was not really over them like 2 inches. The light was always up above them kind of high, but I knew they was receiving enough light where they didn't have to reach and become leggy. So this is an experiment that has taught me that I can grow straight neck squash plants and cucumber plants in a setting just like this with the light. When I started them out, hold on. When I started these plants out, I'm telling you, that light was never moved. The light was close enough to those plants for them not to be leggy, just like the one in there. But I got a Congo watermelon plant, for whatever reason, it's about, my goodness, it's about 5 plants in there, Congo watermelon plant. And one of the Congo watermelon plants is standing that tall. And it's right there by the light now. So I guess it's satisfied. But the rest of them are real low. And I guess it's stretched on up for some reason. That particular seed stretched up. The rest of them nice and low. And the light is about, you know what? With that setup right there, the light really, from the time they start to grow, the light is about 6 inches from the plant. About approximately 5 to 6 inches from the top of the soil. And when they first broke through, the light was there. And it's standing 6 inches away from them. Not 2 inches like everybody was saying, 2 inches. Okay, if you can put it 2 inches, okay, put it 2 inches. But then you're going to have to either move your light. My light is not that easy to adjust. There's a piece of wire hanging, holding both ends of this light because I put it together myself. And that's been stationary from the very beginning. I haven't moved anything. And when those plants get tall enough, I take them out of that area and I put them over here to some more light out of the incubator, and I put them under light over here. And that light, wow, it throws out a lot of light, but the light is not right above the plants, and those are big plants now. And that light been just like that all the time. The light comes down like a little dome though and throw out light on the plants. So you're still looking at a light that's probably 10 or 11 inches from the plant at the middle. At the end of the light, it's still about 6 or 7 inches away from it, if not more. And the plants are doing real good. That's just what I'm telling you all. The plants are doing really good. And I got those lights off of Amazon. And they screw in and they just come out like this here. It got 3 lights. They come out. And that's one of them right there. You see? You can adjust these lights. And they are giving off some heat, but not hot enough to burn you. And you can adjust them closer. You can do them any kind of way you want to do them. Okay? And that's how they come in the box. You can put them right there, open it up like this, or you can pop them all the way back. Like so. Okay? And I like these lights. I really do. I like these 2 lights. And you need to probably try it. If you like them, you probably need to go on and order some, because everything is just going up higher and higher. When they see that you like something and you're buying them, you can buy it for, this light was $12. These lights are $12 on Amazon. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you go there right now and they done went up higher. So I guess what you have to do, you just have to get you a couple of lights, 3 or 4 of them, or whatever you're going to do from the very beginning. Because that's just the way it is now in this world. It's just the way it is now in this world, and it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Everything is just going up sky high. But people, I have really enjoyed showing you all step by step what I've been doing with planting seeds. It's been a long video, but I think I put a lot of content in it, and hopefully, you know, you all learned something from it, that I've given you some ideas. And I just like for you to subscribe to my video, so when I go live, you'll know I'm going live. And I am new to all of this. I really am. I would like for you to click on like. If you don't mind, like the video. And only thing I can say, just keep on doing what you're doing. And if you're trying to start a vegetable garden this year and you don't know what you're doing, really, just keep on doing it. I didn't know what I was doing when I started back in the day either. Trial and error. There's nothing wrong with trial and error. You know, you plant a seed, it may not even grow. You may get a hold of a whole pack of seeds that's not any good. You may not know why they're not growing. Don't put no chicken manure in your soil. I can tell you that right now. Don't put no type of fertilizer in your seeds starting mixture, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Fertilizer is something that you may just need to leave alone until that plant start growing about 7 or 8 inches tall with their true leaves. And I give the ones that I had. Oh my, I forgot. I'm so sorry. Polar plants, they screaming so loud, because all their heat was going out, and I didn't know. But like I always tell people from the very beginning of my videos, I make my own compost, my own soil. And I always use compost tea. And I use my own compost when I make my potting mix also. And the plants are growing just fine. Because I believe any plant that breaks through the soil, really, they need some type of nourishment to make them very, very strong from the very beginning. And that's what I do with my compost. I put just a little in the mixture of peat moss, a perlite, some of my compost, and I'll try to find some real good potting soil. I did buy some potting soil from the Dollar Tree. I don't know how it's going to work, but I've been running across a lot of twigs and things and pieces of wood in the potting soil. But I'm doing an experiment. If the potting soil works for $1.25, and there are some twigs in it here and there, or either it may be everywhere, if the plant can grow, it will find its way around everything, really. It'll grow through that. Somehow a root system will grow through wood. I've seen a root system, I don't know how it got through the wood, but it got through a big piece of wood and it grew out through the other side of the wood. So a plant is amazing, if you ask me. And that little seed that we have in these seed packs, that little seed has everything that it needs to break up through that soil if the temperature is right. If you got enough heat to germinate that seed inside of a greenhouse or your house, or just put it in the ground, it's going to come through. If the seed is good, it's going to grow. But if the seeds are bad, they're not going to grow. And I've ran into that problem before. I don't know how to get around it. I don't know how to get around it. You can look at the dates on the back of a seed pack and packed for. The thing that bothers me, people, and it really bothers me, it really does. These seed packs, the expiration date is always faded out or blurred out. I don't like that. Packed for 22 something, but I don't see a date of expiration on it. These okra seeds, let me find another bag. These are okra seeds. Let me look at the onions. Oh, sell by the same thing from a different company. Sell by, I don't know. And it's something about that. It's something about that, right? 2022. The 2022. This is new. I know I ordered this about 3 weeks ago. 2022 is on the back of it. All right, fantastic. At least I can see a date. But if you look at your seed packs and you can't see a date, and you got them from somewhere, there may be some cause to be thinking about, are those seeds going to grow? Here's some flower seeds. Flower seeds. Let me see what's on the back. Pack for 22. Sell by December 22. Sell by December 22. I would say that's a good fresh pack of seeds. And they should germinate. But we don't know, do we? Until we plant that seed. You all, I have really enjoyed you all today. And I hope that I have helped somebody that didn't know about planting seeds to get started this year in their seed planting. I got a lot of things growing here. They're looking really good, but in the end, I don't know what they're going to do. But I'm going to have to walk all the way around here because this is a laptop sitting here, and I cannot reach it. I'm going to try. I don't want to tear something up. But I've really enjoyed you all today. And where are my favorite advancing yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. God bless you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.